All right, folks, we are live. Good morning, everyone here. Welcome on back this Friday to close out our week, this April 14th, shortly after 9 a.m. Eastern. Great to see all of our students and members alike inside our live trading room. Ray, Roger, Sid, Chuck. We had John before, Leda, Grant, Patrick, Barbara, Keith, Beth, and all of us just joining us here. Packed house, actually, for a Friday. I think I know why. So great to see all of us here and great to see all of us back on social media. Facebook Live, YouTube, the works. One last time here, tagging in for Fausto this morning. He'll be back next week, and then actually he'll be in Las Vegas the following week. He has a big event there, trading event, so I'll be tagging in for him. Once further ado, let's hop right into it, folks. I just said before that, hey, I know why a lot of us are here joining us today, right? Jeff saying CXAI, wow, kind of cashing in on that. Well, certainly from yesterday, and then if you missed out on what happened to this thing early in pre-market, what the hell? Are you kidding me? I mean, this is like the ultimate pipe dream as far as like a short squeeze goes. Normally we would not look to try and swing trade this, hold this overnight. I did not recommend to. But if you had like the one share, if you had minimal exposure holding overnight and you took the majority of your profits and you want to have a little fun, that is like the only way that you can go about it. But for anyone that was able to jump in and out that early, hey, congratulations really on the CXAI. We've seen this type of short squeeze before, though. I mean, just on a whole litany of different trades over the last several years, let alone the last couple of years, really, since like the GameStop, AMC, meme stock, like short squeeze, like, run there. So, hey, CXAI, another run up once again for this. I'm a little leery of putting this back on our list now at this point. Why? Well, again, it pumped up from basically sub 2 all the way to near 10 yesterday, and then even once more that much higher. So could it keep going up again? Maybe. I'll put it on our list just in case, but there have been plenty of other AI stocks because of this stock that have been exploding this morning. So just go down the gainers side with me here. You got, number one on the gainers list. Actually, it's not the CXAI trade. It's this one, SAI. And we didn't really trade the stock yesterday. There are a couple of other ones that we had our focus on, including that one just before, the CXAI. So it looks like this thing ended up having a nice little push yesterday. It was really only off of like 500,000 shares. We did not trade the stock yesterday. I'm not going to try and sit here and say we called it out. But because of the other one pumping up early, look what happens here. Another run once again going into the market open right off of 330 roughly, 335 for this SAI. Obviously, I'm going to put this on our list here at the other one. This is where we tell you, though, that, you can't just force every AI stock out there and try and trade it. Once it starts to prove itself out to you, then you have an interest in it. Then you put more of a focus on this stock. So we really had no business with this trade until this morning, just before it broke back over the VWAP price. I mean, really, it's been kind of toying with that price throughout the whole morning. So, on a pullback, perhaps that could be support once again. But this is on a sharp push already. About 17 plus thousand shares on the bid, roughly off of 411, 412. Let's make sure that could hold for anyone looking for continuation. Looks like it's ready to break off these local highs right now. Still has to try and reach up towards roughly 490, the previous pre-market high here. Not previous, the current pre-market high. So with that said, SAI definitely going to put on our morning watch list. And then otherwise, again, we had others from yesterday. The MRAI stock. This is one from yesterday that we ended up catching going into the market close from 3 p.m. Eastern. So this was a really good push for us. Myself and Alex on a coaching call, he had a pretty fortunate entry off of 165. Good level. So not like a lucky entry, but just it was holding this for a little while here, holding it. So it led to a nice entry again where you could have expected it for it to break here. And then even once more going into the after hours, if you were sticking around, looks like it broke under and over that 165 that myself and Alex were focused on, and then ran up a little bit more. But, it'd be a busy day yesterday. So if you ended up not focusing it on the after hours, if you closed up shop at 4 o'clock, even earlier, then you did the right thing. Now, with this trade, at least going into the market open, still looking pretty active. It's up over 17.5%. For right now, holding under 2 and holding under the VWAP, roughly around 209. So, got to be careful of that as resistance. But, another one, another AI stock, MRAI. And then guess who's back in action here? BBAI, at least from earlier. We had this on our pre-market watch list as well. It's up over 9%. Would have found it on the gainer side eventually. But pulling back for the meantime, but it ended up having a good push after 8 o'clock. Broke over 297, the highs, broke over 3. Hopefully, it could hold support roughly from here at the VWAP and at $3 right now. So another one we'll put back on our list. Got 4 so far already, folks. Not a bad watch list to begin. What does AI mean from Kathleen? Artificial intelligence, like basically the next step in terms of like computer software, programming, kind of just having the ability to kind of create artificially through programming. So when it comes to like Chat GPT, basically it's like kind of asking Google, but more of like to put it in layman's terms, I guess, it's just more of a souped up version of Google. If you're thinking about Chat GPT, it has the ability to do much more than just search, though. It has the ability to create. So that's really, it can code, it can pull up all sorts of information for you. So, that's just Chat GPT, but AI altogether. I guess if you want to kind of think of it comedically, I guess think Terminator 2. But otherwise, though, let's see what else we got here for the meantime here. BBAI, MRAI, SAI. What's AI up to? AI. Remember, this company ended up having some sort of complaint filed against them by the SEC back a week ago. So, when it comes to following all these AI trades, you can't group them all together. That you just got to follow the momentum from one to the next. And then even with this one, IDAI, we've seen this before, unfortunately. This was looking pretty good going into the 8 o'clock move. I guess I forgot putting this on the main or on the pre-market watch list. I actually would have slipped it on there. I think I forgot. And then even either way, it ended up just kind of pulling back. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I just was looking on Bookmap, and you started to see this thing completely crash. And you know why at this point, because of what happened just over the last week or so. It was on ONCS. It was on a bunch of these cheap small cap, low float stocks. You don't know when it's going to happen. And normally it does happen, at least if I were to, give a stab on when it would happen, it would be more during the pre-market hours and after hours, not as much during the regular session. But here, just prior to 8:30, it's unexpected at the time, honestly, but just ended up coming out with news of direct offering of shares. So with saying that, it's flattened out right now. This trade down over 30% from the close, or just about 30% from the close. Hey, this one ended up having its run. Looks dead right now. I'm not going to be as inclined to focus on this now at this point for the market open. Maybe if it pulls back to like $3 or something, the lower drops, then look for a bounce. But otherwise, I'd want to see this just build up a lot better going into the open. All right, so we got 4 trades to work with so far. Let's go from top to bottom now and see what else we can get. Really, I mean, I guess you could say we went from top to bottom a bit, but we didn't really go through the full list. So PTPI right now, it's up big, 91% still up right now, pulling back though. So that's where you got to be careful. Don't want to catch the falling knife on this trade. Given the overall activity though of this stock, I still want to put this on our watch list in hopes of an eventual move just throughout the morning, whether it sinks lower, then bounces back up, or otherwise, if it pops right out the gate after the market opens, then we'll try and react from there. Same to be said on INPX, just a cheap stock, up big in pre-market. I'll be honest with everyone here, especially those on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, the works, any of our new attendees joining us. I mean, our students, you certainly know, but myself and Fausto could not care less about the news. I mean, we'll look it up, but at the end of the day, why is this stock up? We don't really care when it comes to us trying to jump in and make money. We care about the momentum. We care about where the big money is, iceberg levels. So if there is one thing I can just mention here, we'll see if it ends up pulling back low enough. But good old dollar level here, I would assume for that to be a major support level throughout the morning, should it get there. Otherwise, it seems like it's holding kind of off the lows here right now, roughly around 119, 120. So, if that continues to hold throughout the morning, that could be a nice bounce play eventually. So, yeah, INPX, just a couple of interesting levels you could try and work off of here. It always provides a good opportunity. Just think about what happened yesterday on AUUD, right? You're talking, I mean, this whole week we were catching bottoms, folks, with the GCTK trade, with Lucy and all these others. We were calling this out off of 85, 86 cents. Doesn't look like the prettiest chart afterwards, like down the line. But if you know where to get in and out, and this was active in the pre-market to begin with, well, it gives you a chance. It gives you an opportunity. Every trade begins with the entry, and every entry begins with just a big level. So, if a stock doesn't have a big level, then I'm not going to be as inclined, as incentivized to follow it. That's all. All right, we keep it going here. MVLA. It's up big, don't get me wrong. So I could say the same with this as I said on the others, but I don't know. The order book's a little bit thinner on this one compared to the last two. Let's see what else we got here first. See if there's anything looking even better. Again, you got this one, NOGN, very similar. Popped up earlier, up towards 293, pulled back. It's flat here. CLSK. Now, this was a good trade from yesterday. I'm not going to be putting this on our list just yet. And good side list stock, but more from the market open yesterday. Just wanted to show this run, really smooth run. And then eventually it ended up building back up off of 4. So nice move back up there for CLSK. FRGT. Not much happening on that one. We got a big list here so far, folks. Not the watch list. I mean the gainers list here. A lot that we have to kind of cycle through and click through here at least. MRAI, obviously a favorite of mine and a lot of ours here inside our live trading room. But starting to push back up again. So it's looking pretty interesting here, up over 5%. I was going to say outside of the PTPI and INPX, I guess, everything else has been AI related. Then we have MRAI, Bitcoin mining affiliate. So, crypto market's been pretty hot of late. MRAI has been pretty interesting. So we're going to put this back on our list. And I'm a lot more interested in this trade myself compared to like any of the others so far. Maybe MRAI and the SAI are my two favorites here going into the open. And you could already see this is only pushed up higher and higher since. So, looking really strong for right now, this SAI trade. All right, so let's hop over to the losers list right now, seeing if there's anything looking good there. I mean, markets are up once more, so let's see what we got. Ooh. There we go. All right, so let's see. Anything shortable, anything, dead cat bounce potential here. I don't really see it. It's not really even laziness. Just I do it so fast here, you can kind of tell pretty quickly that there's not much that at least is worth a dead cat bounce. There's a couple stocks that are easy to borrow on my platform here, but it doesn't always equate to a good short. Spotty, downtrend there. Nice little move on SBSW. GFI, you could say the same thing on that as well. But so far, folks, really, I like what we got here. Otherwise, Rivian down over 3.5%. We're more familiar with this trade at least, and it is shortable on my platform. Hey, after the open, if this ends up dropping off more, I'll give it some thought. Actually, I'll put this up on my bookmap page for right now, but I'm a lot more focused on the others here at first. Again, like the all the AI stocks at least, or most of them that we've talked about, MRAI, PTPI, and then the INPX. All right. All right, so folks, current time right now, just about 9:15, and I have just missed out on this SAI personally. Obviously, I'm doing the meeting, so I was not jumping in this live at the time. I can't always do that. So if anyone had jumped in on this trade in the chat board right now, just type letter Y right now if you can. I don't want to distract you and have you waste a profit right now if this thing ends up shaking back down. So I just want to know, just type letter Y right now in the chat if you were just in this trade. I want you to focus on yourself. Got John and Chuck in right now inside our live trading room, and Grant in as well. Very nice, Grant. Love to see that. Love to see that, Grant. Wishing you well. And, nice little push here on this SAI, though. Geez, let me take a look right now on the historicals. Remember, we don't need to be perfect with the exit, folks. And the more this is flying up going into the open here, I would take the money and run. I would absolutely look to take the money and run here at some point. This is way over 222. What am I even doing here? This is up 311% on the day right now. Holy smokes. Looks like this has huge resistance right around 716, 725, roughly around this blue line right now. Not to say it's going to push up there prior to the market opening. I would just get the hell out and take the money and run, folks, because I'd asked that question before it even broke over 5, I think, or just as it was popping 5. So you're up $1 on this trade, Jim. You're up $1, Chuck and John and Grant. Get out, take the money and run there. Come on. John in from 390 there. Very nice catch from John. All right, how about Jim and Chuck and Grant? Let me know, folks, if you ended up getting out on this trade just yet. It's okay to leave money on the table. I mean, hell, just with the CXAI trade yesterday, I was trying to be smooth, and I ended up taking a huge profit on it. But as soon as I got out, or maybe like 3 minutes after I got out, it just kept pumping up and up and up, all the way up over $9. I got out at 7:30. So it's just to say, you just You can be very well content leaving money on the table as long as you took a decent chunk off the table to begin with. Jim getting in from 450 out at 625. Beautiful trade, Jim. And Sid got some money on this trade, in from 549 out at 607. Very nice from himself there. Excellent. Beautiful, folks. Now, hey, if you're joining us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, the works. Hey, nice little pop here. I hope you caught some as well. But, I'm talking to a lot of our students here that are going through our classes, through our curriculum each and every week and each and every month. If you're interested in joining us just inside our live trading room, just go right down to the link on the green banner below the stream right there to get yourself set up and started. I just posted my email right there at the bottom, josh@ctutrading.com. You'll have Fausto back in just in the mornings for next week. He was out on vacation, so I tagged in from just doing the morning meetings. So for anyone that's unfamiliar with myself, I always host the afternoon meetings here inside our live trading room and on YouTube each and every afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So for those of us just joining us later on today, I look forward to catching you there. But for all of us inside our live trading room, hey, congrats to all so far on this SAI trade, and hopefully a lot more to come here once the market opens up. Kathleen, just to wrap up, she was in from 412. She got $2.37 a share. She wrote she got out roughly under 650, a penny under, actually. Really nice trade from Kathleen. All right, folks. So with that said, hey, let's make some money together this Friday to wrap up the week, right? I'll talk to you.